Erikson's psychosocial stages of development was a theory that was introduced by psychologist Erik Erikson in the 1950s. Psychosocial simply relates to involving both psychological and social aspects. The stages expand on Freud's idea by focusing on how our social interactions shape our growth throughout life, from childhood to adulthood. This is considered a theory in social work and psychology. It provides a framework for understanding human development across the lifespan, highlighting the impact of social relationships and experiences at each stage of life. So, stage one, infancy, trust versus mistrust. Birth to 18 months, infants rely on caregivers for their basic needs. If caregivers consistently meet these needs, such as for affection and food, infants develop trust. Unmet needs lead to mistrust. So, to apply this to practice, it may be important for social workers and other professionals to identify any early issues with children's bonding experiences. And then, stage two is toddlerhood, autonomy versus shame and doubt. So, from 18 months to 3 years, children start exploring independence. Supportive caregivers foster autonomy, while overprotective or critical ones can cause shame and doubt. In practice, it's important that parents are encouraged to support their toddlers' exploration and independence. Safety remains important, but overprotective parenting behaviours can also be damaging. Stage 3, preschool initiative versus guilt. This is ages 3 to 6 years where children assert themselves and take initiative. Encouragement leads to initiative while criticism fosters guilt. In practice, it's useful for social workers to observe whether children are in environments that encourage initiative, positive assertiveness, and recognise the child's efforts. Stage 4, early school years, industry versus inferiority. So ages 6 to 12 years, children compare themselves with their peers. Positive reinforcement of their skills leads to a sense of industry or accomplishment, while negative experiences foster inferiority. So in practice, it's useful to identify children who are struggling with self-esteem and provide support, ensuring they have opportunities to be in environments where diverse talents are celebrated. Stage 5, adolescence, identity versus role confusion. So this is ages 12 to 18 years where teens explore identity. Support and self-discovery fosters a strong identity, while pressure leads to role confusion. In practice, we can help teenagers explore their interests or identity. They need to have spaces for self-expression and guidance navigating social pressures. Stage 6, young adulthood, intimacy versus isolation. So this is ages 18 to 40. Forming intimate relationships is crucial. Successful connections lead to intimacy, while failure results in isolation. So we need to identify issues relating to adults forming and maintaining relationships. Helping people to find ways to build healthy relationships and social skills may be helpful. Stage 7, middle adulthood, generativity versus stagnation, self-absorption. So 40 to 65 years, adults focus on contributing to society. Successful contributions foster generativity, which means a concern for those besides themselves and family, while a lack of purpose leads to stagnation. Application in practice. So we need to identify instances where people may be struggling with a lack of purpose or contribution. Where appropriate, we can encourage community involvement, mentoring, and volunteering. Stage 8, late adulthood, integrity versus despair. So this includes people 65 and upwards, and it's a reflection on life that leads to integrity if one feels fulfilled, or despair if there are regrets. Application in practice, so we can support older adults in their life review process, and this could involve considering elements of life story work or simply taking a biographical approach which sees meaning in their experiences and closure in their experiences, and just sort of goes through aspects of their personal history.